And good morning. It is now 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and I have with me Gaz Reynolds. How are you doing this morning, Gaz?
I'm good, thanks, Gary, and thanks for having me on the show. I've been really looking forward to this.
Great. Well, we have been looking forward to having you. So you have a record label and also just released an album as well, correct?
Well, I've got a new single out called Girl Regeneration, and I actually own a Harrow-based record label called World Domination Records, and we actually have worldwide distribution, and we have artists from all around the world on the label, and they've all got brand new releases out because we've just relaunched the label just literally a couple of months ago. So there's been quite a lot of interest globally around the label at the moment, and my new singles actually last week went into the international dance charts at number 5, so that was pretty exciting.
Well, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. We're going to play it in just a moment. You're based here in Harrow, correct?
That's
yes?
right, yeah.
And do you have a studio or just?
We've got a studio, and we also work with quite a lot of international producers that remix tracks, but also actually have tracks out on the label. And anyone who's listening now that's interested in dance music or alternative music, they can visit www.worlddominationrecords.com.
Okay, and I'll put that up on the Twitter as well.
Okay, thanks.
Great. Why don't we listen to this new song? This is, the name of the song again is?
Plastic Girl Regeneration.
Okay, here it is, Gaz Reynolds, Plastic Girl Regeneration on HCR FM.
Is there something on your dirty mind? Lipstick, cigarettes, how could I have been so blind? Your photographs I keep remind me love's not deep. I'm better off without your selfish lies. Upside down, inside out, you spin me. Upside down, inside out, you spin me around. Hurt me, 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 from a lonely world. You're a plastic girl from a lonely world. You're a plastic girl from a lonely world. You're a plastic girl from a lonely world. Is there something in your silly head dragging your body from bed to bed? Your photographs I keep remind me love's not deep. I'm better off without your compromise. Lonely from a lonely
HCR FM. And Gaz Reynolds with us here in the studio, and that was his latest single. Gaz, if somebody wanted to buy that, is it available online? Or
It's worldwide release. It's available at iTunes and all major outlets such as Spotify, Amazon. So anywhere that sells music basically around the world, it's available, or you can visit World Domination Records website.
Okay, great. And we've just posted that on the Twitter. If you're a Twitter follower, you can find the website there. If you're not, why not? It's at Harrow at HCRFM _Harrow. And do follow us on the Twitter. I'll also retweet that onto my Twitter as well, Mvivu, at Mvivu, the Swahili word for lazy person. Having a lazy Saturday morning. I'm here with Gaz Reynolds, and we're going to play another one of his hits in just a moment. Now, Gaz, if somebody, you specialize in dance music, and that was a great dance hit.
Oh, thank you.
If somebody was, say, not a dance artist, but maybe an R&B artist,
Yep.
would you still be able to help them?
Well, I own World Domination Records, but I actually own a lot of sister labels associated with the label as well. So we're always interested in new material. So anything that's original, and particularly at the moment, because it's a Harrow-based record label, I'm very interested in finding a sort of budding artists that might stand out from the crowd, that would be well fitted for the label or one of the sister labels that I own.
Okay, great. Now we've got another track. Do you know the title of the number 2 track?
I haven't got a clue what you've got lined up, unfortunately.
It's number 2. It's the next track on the CD. We'll just sort of have to see what it is.
I can tell you afterwards.
Okay, well let's have a listen, and then we'll know what it is. HCR FM, I believe that would probably be called Where Will You Go?
That's right, Gary. We figured the track out in the end.
Very good. Okay, we're here with Gaz Reynolds. We'll be back with Gaz in just a moment, but first this.
Keeping you up to date, this is HCR News.
And good morning. It is 13 degrees at 8:30. I'm Gary Walker, HCR FM News. International experts in The Hague are studying the details on the chemical weapons in Syria. The information provided by the Al-Assad government shows that there may be as much as 1,000 tons of chemical toxins. The agency is expected to make recommendations on their disposal. Having lost as much as £621 million in its second quarter, BlackBerry is expected to cut 4,500 jobs. Shares plunged by 17%, and the sale of the stock was briefly halted after the disclosure of the anticipated earnings report. The Canadian company is considering the possible sale of the company. BlackBerry, once the leader in business handsets because of its email functions, has lost grounds to other smartphones. 2 men have been arrested when a Sri Lankan Airlines Airbus bound for Heathrow had to be diverted to Stansted. The pair had been on the flight from Colombo, and Essex police arrested them after the aircraft made a safe landing, and they were charged with endangering an aircraft. Harrow's new Tory administration has announced a new cabinet. Lead councillor Susan Hall says that they will deliver a cleaner, safer, and fairer Harrow. In a quote from the Harrow Observer, she said, "This new Conservative cabinet brings both a wealth of experience and some new faces to the table, all whom have the ability and the determination." And a Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was called out to save an owl in distress in the town of Aberdeenshire. However, what they found was beyond saving. The owl turned out to be a plastic garden ornament. It is not the first incident of mistaken identity. A year ago, they were called to the home of an owner who thought there was a snake in her loft. It turned out to be part of a fancy dress costume. And one baby alligator turned out to be a plastic toy. We'll have a look at the tube and the travel and the roads and the weather, all coming up in just a moment on HCR FM.
A thrilling year in the world of sport. HCR Sport.
Join us this Saturday for Wildstone versus Kings Langley in the FA Cup Round 1 qualifying match, plus live updates from Barnet versus Lincoln, all on HCR Sport.
All the games, all the goals, and all the action. HCR Sport. Saturday afternoons from 2.
Harrow Community Radio.
And quickly looking at the travel here in the Harrow area, we have part closures on the Central Line, the DLR, and the Northern Line. Those are planned closures for the weekend for maintenance. Otherwise, no problems on the tubes or the rest of the rail system. Trains also seem to be coming and going just as expected. Station Road in all directions at the junction of Elm Grove Road. There are temporary signals in place there and various closures to facilitate traffic signal modernization. Looking at your Harrow weather, today we'll find mostly cloudy skies, seasonal temps with a high reaching 17. We might see some light drizzle in the afternoon. Clouds will remain as throughout the night, and there's still a chance of light showers, those in the mid-teens. Sunday will continue to be cloudy but mild, temperatures approaching 20 degrees Celsius. And as you head back to work, we may finally see the sun on Monday. We'll start the day with clouds. That will give way to sunshine, though, with pleasant temps and highs going to 21. Right now, it is 13 degrees in Harrow at 8:34. You're up to date. Right now we are lucky to have Gaz Reynolds in the studio with us. So Gaz, we were talking about your having been out of music for a while, and now you've decided to return.
That's right. Yeah. We was just talking off air, wasn't we?
Yeah.
And I took 3 years out away from music, and so it was a bit hit and miss whether I thought I could make a comeback. I thought my fans had probably forgotten about me, but fortunately, it's been very successful. So what we decided to do was relaunch my record label, World Domination Records, and with that came a whole load of new releases from the artists on the label, including myself, where I decided to actually select one of my old songs that I'd released years ago. And re-record it and recorded it in a new style with new producers, including DJ Somiak from Peru, who's a great producer. And He's actually got a new single out on the label too. But yeah, it's been a really exciting time, and I've been really pleased with the amount of interest.
Okay, and this next song that we've got coming up?
It's actually an old hit of mine, which I don't know if you've ever heard of Viola Wills. You, having lived out in the States, may remember her. She's an old disco diva from the 70s and 80s.
I do,
we'll Google her.
I do, and I don't remember a lot about those disco years. We won't get into
Yeah,
what.
okay. But she basically, unfortunately, she passed away a couple of years ago, but she was huge in the 70s and 80s. She was a very good friend of mine, and she did guest vocals on this particular track, which actually became a very big hit and was one of the most playlisted records in America. So we remixed it for this new single, Plastic Girl Regeneration, and it's proving very, very popular.
Okay, let's give a listen.
Hoping and praying you won't leave again. Stay in my heart and be my girlfriend.
HCR FM, it is 8:44, That would make it, 16 minutes away from 8 o'clock. I guess before we go back to Gaz, I should probably do this because I'm supposed to do it at 8:45. And I'd rather, it's coming so close that I'll just get it out of the way now.
HCR, traffic and travel.
And there are still no problems. Everybody's been very well behaved today on the tube. Nobody has created any incidents. The lights, the signals are all working correctly. So the only thing you've got to worry about are the planned part closures on the Central Line, the Northern Line, and the DLR. That with you throughout the weekend. And the roads, just one issue. That's Station Road in all directions at the junction of Elm Grove Road. The ongoing temporary signals there as they upgrade the main signal system. And a look at Harrow weather, mostly cloudy today, highs in the mid-teens and a slight chance of an afternoon shower. It will remain cloudy overnight tonight, and a chance of more showers. Low should be around 14. For Sunday, more clouds and mild temps. Not too bad though. Maybe one passing shower. Temps probably around the 17-18 mark. We might see the sun by Monday once you're back in your office and saying, wow, there's the sun. I wish I could be out and play in it. Right now, it's 14 degrees in Harrow at 8:46. And we've got Gaz Reynolds with us. And Gaz and I have been talking about the future of radio and the internet. And, we're talking about the fact that the internet may be the thing that saves radio.
I definitely think it is, to be quite honest with you. We were just talking off air, and I think I was just saying to you that one of the reasons why I decided to relaunch my record label, World Domination Records, was because the technology's changed. Basically, everybody's got hand devices now, phones where you've got absolutely everything on your phone, so you can stay in touch, listen online to radio, watch TV programs, watch movies, and it's the same with all the iPads and all the other portable devices. So the way forward, I think, is internet, and that's very much the way it is actually going. We'll be watching TV. People already are, aren't they? You've got the hybrid TVs, and you see people sitting on trains and buses, and they're already watching television on their on their iPads devices and their phones.
Exactly. Now, just in case somebody wanted to, and hopefully some people would like to purchase your music, it's available, you said, on Amazon and iTunes. They would search...
basically everywhere that sells music, iTunes is the number one music retailer. Also Spotify, Amazon, anywhere really. But you can just type in on Google Gaz Reynolds, GazReynolds. There's about 4,500 listings on Google for my music, so you should be able to find it. Or you can visit World Domination Records, which is www.worlddominationrecords.com. I think you've blogged it as well, haven't you, Gary?
Yes. I put it up on the Twitter and I think on the Facebook.
Right.
If not, I'll get it onto the Facebook. I just have to remember exactly how to do that. Getting old and a bit forgetful. We have got, I think, one more track we've got time for. I'm not sure we know actually what the track is.
Yeah, it was a live show, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's all got to be spontaneous.
Yep. So we'll just give it a shout and see how it goes. This is.
Well, anyway, one thing we do know is it's one of my records.
It will be, yes. It's
by Gaz Reynolds.
Here's something by Gaz Reynolds, folks. At 12 minutes away from 9 o'clock here on HCR FM.
We fight on the wall, welching hands in the soul. No destruction, no more dream, must be free and not insane. No more fighting, no more war, welching hands in the soul. No destruction, no more dream, must be free and not insane.
HCR FM, it's 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock, and I'm here with Gaz Reynolds, and we were just talking about some of the musicians besides yourself that have made a comeback. Elton John, of course. Well, Elton John's really not gone anyplace, but
no, that's right.
Just released a new album, and it's sounding really good. Played something from that earlier in the show. And Rod Stewart, after being away for a few years, has a really nice song called Brighton Beach.
Yeah, I've heard it, and that was great. And I was saying to you off air that I was actually featured on one of these celebrity websites the other week with Rod Stewart and Lady Gaga. So that was pretty exciting for me.
Excellent company indeed. And Cher has made a comeback as well.
Cher's supposed to have been retired, and she's retired so many times I've lost track. But but she's decided to make a comeback as well. And again, I was featured on a website with her the other week. That's how I found out about her comeback. So, but it's a pretty cool album that she's got out.
Okay, and by the way, the song that we just played, I'm sorry, we should have mentioned the name of the song.
Yeah, it's on Holy Ground, and it's very relevant to today's market and to what's going on in the world, because it's all about the destruction of war and how sometimes politicians might use religion to basically start wars. So Syria comes to mind. It's actually an old song of mine, which we decided to re-record and remix for the new single Plastic Girl Regeneration. Okay, and sounding really good. Thank you.
We one of the questions I've been talking about this morning, actually I have two things that I've been talking about during the show before you came in. One was the fact that people queued up for hours and hours for the release of the new iPhone, and I was wondering, is there anything that you would stand in line for hours and hours for, be it concert tickets or
probably go to one of my own concerts.
And do you have, when is your next concert?
I don't know at the moment,
okay.
But I think I said to you that I was out of the music scene for quite some time, but there's been talk of me going back to Russia and a few other countries, so that's something for the future, but it won't be this year either way.
Okay. You do, of course, you'll keep in touch with us, and we'll...
I certainly will.
We'll follow your progress on that.
Thank you.
One of the other things that we're talking about, totally off topic from why you're here, but there was a poll in the Daily Mail that said that British men, 9 of 10 fake their love for sports so that they can impress their friends and colleagues. Now, I'm the 1 out of 10 that I know that I have absolutely no knowledge of sports, especially,
and neither do I.
Especially British sports. I know a bit about football, but if it's on, I'll watch it. I would not switch the channel because I know it's on.
Right.
And they were talking in this survey. They said that 61% lied about football, 52% lied about Formula One racing. And I think meaning that the reason I think these numbers go down is because there are less interested people admit that they're not interested. 46% lied about cricket. And, of course, in that, a lot of them also said that they understood the rules of cricket. Now, I spent a day with a cricketer, an international cricketer,
right.
having him he spent a day trying to teach me the rules of cricket. I still don't have a clue. As an American, I do follow baseball. That's my sport, baseball.
Okay.
I understand that, but otherwise, they said 34% lied about liking golf, 27% about rugby, 17% about boxing, 13% about athletics, 12% lied about loving horse racing. Now, I love horse racing, but only because I like to gamble.
Right.
But the horse itself, I despise horses. I almost got killed on one once.
Oh, my God.
It decided to go under a tree that it fit nicely under, and I didn't.
The only sport that interests me, really, to be honest with you, is cycling, which is something I've just got into. So cycling I absolutely love. And I can see an interest in that for me, but things like football, golf, I really haven't got a clue. So when people ask me, I just kind of go, I don't know.
And just rounding out their top 10, 6% lied about snooker, meaning that probably most people just said they could care less about snooker, and 2% lied about tennis. Now, tennis is one thing that obviously I do understand. In my many, many younger days, I even played a bit of tennis when I was about several kilos lighter or stones lighter and younger. But, Andy Murray, in fact, Andy Murray was on Mock the Week on Thursday, and Andy, he's an inspiring person. So I could say that I do like tennis because I really enjoyed the inspiration of the game. But otherwise, I sort of agree. Now, this, of course, probably a bad lead-in to the fact that during the next hour, we'll be talking with Keith Chilvers about the sports show, which is on at 2 o'clock today. Sorry, Keith. I do love sports, Keith. I really do, as you know.
Yeah, we both love them. We totally love sports.
For those of you that do love sports, of course, we do have sports coming in live from the studio and with reports throughout the area for coverage of all the local games starting at 2 o'clock today, right here on HCR FM. Gaz, I do thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks very much for having me on. If
there's anything, we've got about a minute before we go into the news. If there's anything else you'd like to...
I just want to say thanks very much for having me on the show. It's been great fun, and thanks to everyone that's been listening, and then, as I said, if you're interested in the single Plastic Girl Regeneration, you can download it on iTunes under the name of Gaz Reynolds, or you can Google me, or you can go to the World Domination Records website, which is www.worlddominationrecords.com.
Great. Well, thank you very much. That's Gaz Reynolds, has been our guest for this hour here on HCR FM.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
And we'll have the news coming up in just a moment.